Are you happy to see us? We have to make tonight worth the wait. Okay?
여러분들, 지금입니다. 여러분 반갑습니다. 사실 저희가 오늘 여러분들이 이렇게 마주하는 거를 정말 많이 기다리고 기대하고 있었는데 비가 온다는 소식에 너무 속상하고 너무 스트레스 받았거든요. 근데 그런 게 중요한 게 아닌 것 같아요. 여러분들이 이렇게 보는 게 중요했던 것 같습니다. 너무 보고 싶었습니다, 여러분들.
There's a moment in every concert that lives forever in a fan's heart, not because of perfect conditions or ideal circumstances, but because of the sheer will of an artist who refuses to let anything stop them from connecting with their audience. Today, I'm taking you back to one of those unforgettable nights. Hello, ARMY! Welcome back to BTS on 7. When the BTS World Tour Unwavering rolled into Toronto, something magical happened at Rogers Stadium. But this wasn't just any concert night. As the sun began to set and thousands of ARMY members filled the stadium with anticipation, the weather had other plans. Rain started to fall, and not just a gentle drizzle. This was a real, substantial rainfall that turned the entire arena into something almost dreamlike. Dark clouds hung overhead, and you could feel the electricity in the air mixing with the moisture. Many fans wondered if the show would go on as planned or if it might be modified or postponed. But when Jimin took the stage, it became clear that weather was simply not going to be a factor in what would become one of the most talked about performances of the entire tour. What made this moment so extraordinary wasn't just that he performed in the rain, it was how he performed. Standing under those brilliant stage lights, rain soaking through his carefully styled dark hair, Jimin delivered a performance that seemed to transcend the physical challenges before him. His presence on that stage was magnetic. You could see his dark, wavy hair clinging to his face, wet and dripping, but his energy never wavered for a single second. If anything, it felt like he was using the rain as fuel, like every raindrop was somehow making his performance even more intense, even more genuine. What struck so many fans most powerfully was his outfit that night. He wore a sleek black ensemble, something understated yet powerful, paired with layered silver chain jewelry that caught the stage lights beautifully. As the rain continued to fall, these details became even more pronounced. The way the moisture glimmered on the chains, how his dark clothing became even more striking against the storm. This wasn't someone doing the bare minimum. This was an artist who had chosen every element of his appearance with intention, and he was fully committed to delivering despite the conditions. His vocal performance was what really left people speechless. The audio quality was crisp despite the weather, and his voice, that unmistakable, smooth, controlled tone that Jimin is known for, cut right through the noise of the rain and the roaring crowd. Many ARMY members who were there have described it as one of the most emotionally pure vocal performances they've ever witnessed from him. There's something about rain that strips away any sense of artifice, isn't there? It forces everything to be real, raw, and immediate. And Jimin leaned into that completely. The stage itself was a spectacle of light and color, with massive screens displaying his face, his expressions, his every movement magnified for the entire stadium to witness. As the rain intensified, these visual elements became even more dramatic. Fans in the stadium described the surreal experience of watching him perform while water cascaded down, creating this almost cinematic quality to the entire event. The contrast between the cool tones of the rain and the warm orange and golden stage lighting created an aesthetic that fans have been talking about ever since that night. What really captured everyone's hearts was his dedication. He wasn't just going through the motions, he was giving absolutely everything. ARMY observers noted that he maintained perfect vocal control despite the challenging physical conditions. His movements were sharp, precise, and full of energy. There was no reduction in the intensity of his choreography, no shortcuts taken. If anything, his commitment seems to elevate the entire performance. He moved with such fluidity, such purpose, that you almost forgot about the rain entirely. Almost, because the visual of him performing in those conditions was just too powerful to ignore. The crowd's response was overwhelming. Thousands of ARMY members in that stadium were holding up their light sticks, which created this beautiful ocean of color below him as the rain fell from above. The contrast was stunning. Many fans have shared that they were crying during his performance, not sad tears, but tears of being completely overwhelmed by the moment, by his dedication, by the sheer emotion of witnessing something so authentic and powerful. Social media was flooded with messages from fans describing the experience, with many saying it was one of the most memorable moments of the entire tour. People kept emphasizing how he looked in that moment, rain-soaked, hair dripping, but more powerful than ever. The phrase that kept coming up over and over again was how he was refusing to take it easy, how he was giving 110% without hesitation. His stage presence had this quality that made everyone watching feel like they were the only ones in the stadium. Even though thousands of people were there and massive screens were broadcasting his image, it felt intimate, personal, and profound. What many fans reflected on afterwards was how this performance became a defining moment of the Toronto date. It wasn't just about the technical execution, though that was flawless. It was about what it represented. An artist showing complete respect for their audience by giving their absolute all, regardless of circumstances beyond anyone's control. That's the kind of moment that separates a good concert from a legendary one. That's what fans remember for years to come, what they talk about with other ARMY, what shapes their love and respect for the artist. The rain that night could have been a problem. It could have been an excuse. Instead, it became part of the story, part of what made this particular performance so unforgettable. Jimin transformed a challenging situation into something beautiful and powerful through his artistry and his commitment. That's really what it means to be a professional performer at the highest level. As the night went on and the concert continued, fans were already beginning to process what they'd witnessed. The rain continued to fall throughout his performance, and with each song, each moment, Jimin proved once again why he's such a beloved member of BTS. His ability to connect with the audience, to deliver vocally and physically, to stay completely present even in adverse conditions, these are the qualities that define his artistry. Looking back on that night in Toronto, it's become clear that it was one of those rare concert moments that transcends the ordinary. It's the kind of performance that fans hold on to, that they use as an example when they're trying to explain to someone why they love BTS so much, why they love Jimin so much. It was raw, it was real, and it was absolutely unforgettable. Thank you so much for watching this story with me today, ARMY. If you felt moved by learning about this incredible moment, please hit that like button and drop a comment below sharing your thoughts on Jimin's dedication and performances. Which concert moment has touched your heart the most? Subscribe to BTS on 7 so you never miss our stories about the group, and make sure to turn on those notifications to stay updated with every new video we release. Your support means everything to us, and we're so grateful for every single ARMY member who's part of this journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep loving BTS.